All right, so today we're diving into something that's, well, let's be honest. It's not as exciting as, say, launching a new marketing campaign or, getting a brand new server rack.
Right.
But it's something that's absolutely essential for any hosting business out there,
It really is.
and that is WHMCS optimization.
Yeah.
Think of WHMCS as like the engine room of your entire business.
Well, I like that.
You know? It might not be the flashiest part,
Right.
but it's quietly working behind the scenes to keep everything running smoothly.
Yeah, definitely. It's the unsung hero.
Exactly.
Yeah,
And just like any engine, it needs regular tune-ups to keep it performing at its best.
absolutely.
And that's what we're going to be talking about today.
Right.
So in this deep dive,
Mm-hmm.
we're going to explore why WHMCS optimization is so important.
Okay.
We'll talk about the benefits you can expect,
Sounds good.
and we'll give you a roadmap to get started.
Little roadmap.
Yeah. We're talking about boosting performance, tightening security,
Uh-huh.
and creating a more customized experience that'll make both you and your customers happy.
That's the goal. Happy customers, happy business.
Exactly.
Huh.
So why don't we start by talking about some of the pain points
Yeah.
that a poorly optimized WHMCS can create.
Right.
From a customer's perspective, slow loading times are a major turnoff.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
Nobody wants to wait around for a page to load.
Imagine you're trying to renew your domain,
Right.
and the page just takes forever to load.
Ugh. I can feel the frustration already.
You'd be pulling your hair out.
Yeah, and those slowdowns, they're not just annoying.
Right.
They can actually cost you money.
Really?
Studies have shown that even a 1-second delay in page load time can lead to a 7% reduction in conversions.
Wow, that's a scary statistic.
It is. So if your checkout process is sluggish, you could be losing sales without even realizing it.
Ouch, that's a thought I don't like.
Nobody does.
And it's not just about speed, right?
Nope.
Security is another massive concern.
Huge.
Yeah.
Especially when you're dealing with sensitive customer data.
Absolutely.
Huh.
Credit card info,
Yeah.
personal details.
You have to keep that stuff safe.
A security breach can just destroy your reputation,
It can, and it can also lead to legal issues.
not to mention the financial hit.
Oh yeah, it can cost a fortune to recover from a breach.
And the scary part is that many hosting providers aren't even aware of the vulnerabilities in their WHMCS systems.
Until it's too late.
Exactly. So we've established that a poorly optimized WHMCS can lead to slowdowns, security risks, and lost revenue.
Definitely some serious downsides.
So let's flip the script and talk about the benefits of optimization.
Okay, let's get positive.
What can hosting providers expect to see if they put in the time and effort?
Well, the benefits are multifaceted.
Mm-hmm.
First and foremost, you'll see a significant improvement in performance.
Like how significant are we talking?
We're talking faster page load times,
Okay.
smoother navigation, and just a more responsive system overall.
And that can directly link to higher conversion rates.
Absolutely. And increased revenue.
So a faster system equals happier customers and more money in the bank.
It's a win-win situation.
I like the sound of that.
But it's not just about the bottom line.
Right.
A well-optimized WHMCS can also save you a ton of time.
How so?
By automating tasks and streamlining processes, you can spend less time on tedious manual work.
That's the dream. Working smarter, not harder.
Exactly. Free up your time to focus on more strategic initiatives.
The things that actually move the needle.
Yeah, like growing your business.
Now, I'm also curious about the customization aspect.
Sure.
Can optimizing WHMCS help create a more personalized and branded experience for customers?
Absolutely. WHMCS is very flexible when it comes to customization.
Yeah.
You can tweak the look and feel to match your brand.
So it really reflects my business.
Exactly. You can create custom themes and even personalized communications like invoices and notifications.
So it's more cohesive and professional experience.
It is, and that builds trust with your customers.
Okay, so it's not just about making the system run better.
No,
It's about making it reflect your brand.
that's right. And that can be a huge advantage in a crowded market.
Okay, I'm starting to see the bigger picture here.
Good, because we're just getting started.
All right, so we've covered the why. Now let's get into the how.
Let's do it.
What are some of the key areas hosting providers should focus on when optimizing their WHMCS systems?
Well, we can break it down into 4 main pillars: performance, security, customization, and automation.
Okay.
And within each pillar, there are specific strategies and techniques,
Cool.
and we'll dive deeper into those as we go along.
Sounds like a plan. But before we go any further, let's address the elephant in the room,
What's that?
the fear factor.
I see.
Many hosting providers hear WHMCS optimization, and they freak out a little.
It can sound intimidating.
It does. Like it's this super technical, complicated thing.
I get it. But I want to reassure everyone that it doesn't have to be overwhelming.
Okay, good.
We'll break it down into manageable steps using clear language and examples.
Nice.
And remember, you don't have to do everything at once.
Small steps.
Exactly. Even small improvements can make a big difference.
That's a good point. It's about progress, not perfection.
Couldn't have said it better myself.
So to all our listeners out there, don't let fear hold you back.
We're here to guide you.
We're in this together.
And trust me, the rewards are worth the effort.
Okay, so now that we've calmed those optimization jitters,
Deep breaths, everyone.
let's dive into that first pillar, performance.
Okay.
In part 2, we'll explore specific strategies to make your WHMCS system faster than a cheetah on roller skates.
Ooh, I like that analogy.
Buckle up, everyone. It's going to be a wild ride.
I'm ready. Welcome back, everyone. So last time we were talking about, making sure that WHMCS is running smoothly.
Yeah, like a well-oiled machine.
Exactly. And now we're going to dive into the nitty-gritty of some performance optimization techniques.
Okay, let's get those engines revving. I'm ready to make my WHMCS faster than a...
Faster than a what?
Faster than a caffeine-fueled squirrel.
Okay, I like it. Let's start with the heart of your WHMCS system.
Okay.
The database.
Right, the database.
Remember that analogy of a cluttered filing cabinet?
Oh, yeah.
Well, a messy database can really drag down your performance.
I can imagine. Like searching through a mountain of old invoices and expired domain records.
It's a nightmare.
Not exactly a recipe for speed.
So step 1 is database cleanup.
Okay.
Identify and remove any unused tables.
Like empty folders just taking up space.
Exactly. Then purge outdated data.
Okay.
Things like expired invoices, old logs data you're legally allowed to get rid of.
Sounds good.
This not only frees up space, but also makes your queries run faster.
Purging. It's like a digital spring cleaning.
That is.
I love it. But before I go on a deleting spree, are there any precautions I should take?
Always back up your database first.
All right.
This is non-negotiable.
Got it.
Think of it as an insurance policy for your data.
Right.
Then you can use WHMCS's built-in tools for cleanup.
Okay.
Or if you're not sure about anything, consult with a database expert.
Safety first. Always. So we've decluttered. What's next?
Indexing.
Indexing.
Imagine you have a library with millions of books, but no card catalog.
Uh-oh.
Finding a specific book would take forever.
I can only imagine.
Indexing is like creating that card catalog for your database.
So we're giving WHMCS a roadmap.
Precisely. It helps WHMCS quickly locate the information it needs,
Okay.
making searches lightning fast.
Much better than rummaging through a digital haystack.
Much better. And speaking of speed, let's move on to another performance booster.
Okay.
Caching.
Caching. That sounds a little more technical.
It can be, but think of it this way.
Okay.
You're baking a cake.
I love cake.
You wouldn't go back to the pantry for every ingredient every time you need it.
No, I'd make a mess.
You keep the flour, sugar, eggs nearby for easy access.
Right.
That's caching.
Okay. So it's like storing frequently used data.
Exactly.
So WHMCS doesn't have to go searching for it every time.
It's readily available.
Like a secret stash of ingredients for my website.
I like that analogy. There are different types of caching systems.
Like what?
Like Redis and Memcache.
Okay.
They work a bit differently, but they both aim to make your WHMCS snappier.
Snappy is good. So choosing the right caching solution depends on my needs.
It does. It depends on the recipe of your website.
Got it. So we've talked about the database and caching. What's next?
Let's move on to some server-level tweaks.
Ooh, server level. This is where it gets really technical.
It can get a bit more in-depth.
Okay.
But don't worry, we'll keep it approachable.
Right.
Think of your server as the foundation of your WHMCS house.
Okay.
Even if the house itself is well organized, a shaky foundation can cause problems.
So even if I have a clean database and good caching,
Right.
the server itself could still be slowing me down.
Absolutely. Things like choosing the right operating system, fine-tuning your web server settings,
Oh, yeah.
optimizing PHP configuration.
This is starting to sound a bit out of my league.
It can be.
Should I call in an expert for this?
It depends on your comfort level. There are tons of resources available online.
Yeah.
But if you're not comfortable tinkering with server settings, it's always best to consult with a qualified system administrator.
Good advice. I wouldn't want to crash the whole system.
No, you wouldn't. Are there any server-level optimizations that are easy, even for non-techies like me?
I hope so.
Definitely enabling gzip compression.
Okay.
It's like shrinking the size of your website's files without losing any information.
So they load faster.
Exactly.
Okay. I think I can handle that.
Good. And to take performance even further, consider using a content delivery network.
A CDN. I thought those were just for giant websites.
Not at all.
Can they really benefit a hosting provider?
Absolutely. Think of a CDN as a network of servers all over the world,
Okay.
each holding copies of your website's static content images, CSS files, JavaScript.
Okay.
When a user visits your site, they're served this content from the server closest to them.
So it loads faster.
Much faster.
Wow, it's like having a team of delivery drivers all over the world.
That's a great way to think about it. And it's not just about speed.
Oh.
CDNs can also improve security by absorbing malicious traffic.
Oh, wow. So it's like a security detail for my website.
You could say that.
Yeah.
So we've optimized the database, tweaked the server settings.
Yeah, and added a CDN.
Is there anything else we can do to boost performance?
What else is there?
Now we move on to optimizing the WHMCS application itself.
Okay.
Like fine-tuning the engine of your car.
Got it. Making sure everything's running smoothly.
That's right.
Okay. I'm ready to get under the hood.
Good. Let's dive in.
Welcome back to the deep dive on WHMCS optimization. I feel like we've given our WHMCS a serious makeover so far.
We've made some good progress, yeah.
Database is sparkling, the server's humming, we've got that CDN security detail,
Right.
but I have a feeling there's still more we can do to really squeeze out that peak performance.
Absolutely. We've laid a solid foundation, but now it's time to fine-tune the WHMCS application itself.
Okay, so it's like we've upgraded the car and now we need to tweak the engine.
Exactly. And one area people often overlook is plugins and modules.
Oh yeah, plugins. Sometimes I install them and forget they're even there.
I know, right? But every plugin adds a little bit of overhead to your system.
It's like having a million apps open on your phone. Slows everything down.
Exactly. So take an inventory of your plugins, any you don't use. Disable them, outdated ones. Update or get rid of them.
Okay, so streamline those plugins. What else?
Take a look at your WHMCS configuration settings. There are often some defaults that can be tweaked.
Tweaked. Like what kind of tweaks?
Things like adjusting caching settings, enabling output compression, or even disabling features you don't actually need.
Okay, so it's about slimming down and making things more efficient.
You got it. Now let's talk email. If you're sending out tons of invoices and notifications, that can bog things down.
Oh yeah, email can be a resource hog.
You can use a dedicated email sending service like Mailgun or SendGrid.
So it's like outsourcing my mailroom.
Exactly. Frees up your server to handle other stuff.
Makes sense. So we've tackled plugins, settings, email. What's next?
Remember those third-party integrations. Choosing the right ones can actually boost performance too.
Wait, adding more stuff can make things faster.
Think of it like this. If you're using a clunky old tool, switching to something sleek and specialized saves you time and effort.
Right, so like a payment gateway that's slow and clunky.
Yeah. Switching to a faster provider streamlines your checkout process.
So it's all about finding the right tools for the job.
Precisely. The WHMCS marketplace has a ton of options.
It's like a treasure trove of WHMCS goodness, payment gateways, domain registrars, all sorts of stuff.
And if you need something super specific, there's the WHMCS API.
API, that sounds technical.
It is, but it lets developers connect WHMCS to almost anything.
Okay, so it's like having a team of tech wizards on call.
You got it. Now, how do we know if all this optimization is actually working?
Good question. We need to see if we're actually getting faster, right?
Exactly. You got to measure your results.
So what do we look at?
Page load times are crucial. Use tools like Google Page Speed Insights or GT Metrics to see how fast your pages are loading.
Okay, so we're aiming for that 2-second load time.
Ideally, yes. Also keep an eye on server resource usage. Are you using less CPU or memory now? That's a good sign.
So check the engine temperature to make sure it's not overheating.
And of course, listen to your customers. Are they happier? Fewer complaints.
Happy customers, that's the goal.
Yeah.
But let's be real, this isn't a one-time fix, right?
Yep, it's an ongoing process. Technology changes, customer expectations change, you got to keep adapting.
So we're always tweaking and refining.
Exactly. Even small improvements can make a big difference. Don't get overwhelmed, just start somewhere.
Great advice. Progress, not perfection.
Couldn't have said it better myself.
Well, I think that about covers it for our deep dive into WHMCS optimization.
We covered a lot of ground.
We took database, server tweaks, plugins, integrations, the whole 9 yards.
The key takeaway is that WHMCS optimization is a journey.
Not a destination. By continuously improving your system, you create a better experience for everyone.
Absolutely. For your customers, your team, and for you.
So, to all our listeners out there, happy optimizing.